Hello and a very good morning. You're watching the breakfast news on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are this morning's headlines. Opposition criticizes the BJP government and police over encounter of 8 Simi activists, seeks judicial probe. Chief Minister speaks to Home Minister, requests handling over case to the NIA. Jammu and Kashmir High Court takes suo motu cognizance of incidents of burning of schools, asks police and state administration to unmask mysterious enemies of education. Media reports say British defence major RollsRoyce made secret payment of over 81 crore rupees to Indian defence agent to win a contract for Hawk aircrafts used by Indian Air Force. Company says it is cooperating in the probe. And centre summons governments of Punjab, Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and UP for enforcing ban on stubble burning. This after alarming pollution levels in Delhi and surrounding areas. Well, let's begin with our top focus on Bulletin this morning. Opposition parties have attacked the BJP government in Madhya Pradesh over the killing of 8 Simi activists after they escaped from the central prison in Bhopal on Monday morning. While the BJP praised the state police, the opposition questioned the police claims and sought a judicial probe into the encounter. Here's more.
8 Simi activists who allegedly escaped from the Bhopal Central Jail on Monday morning were killed in an encounter just hours later by the city police. The police disclosed that the under-trials killed a head constable using sharpened steel plates and spoons. A security guard also suffered serious injuries.
एक इनपुट मिला था इसमें, उस इनपुट पर वर्क करने के लिए जो जिला पुलिस भोपाल की टीम थी और सीटीजी और एसटीएफ वाली भी टीम्स थी, इन तीनों ने मिलकर जो है इन 8 आरोपियों को जो है वो लोकेट कर लिया था। आरोपियों द्वारा जो है इसमें भागने के प्रयास करने के चक्कर में उनके द्वारा फायर किया गया। पुलिस द्वारा आत्मरक्षा जो फायर किया गया उसमें ये 8 आरोपी जो है वो यहाँ पर मड़ीखेड़ा पठार एरिया है अचारपुरा के पास में, वहाँ पर ये सारे जो है इन लोग की डेथ हो गई।
Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan congratulated the forces on successfully tracking down the escaped men. He also briefed Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh about the incident and requested that the investigation into the jailbreak be handed over to the National Investigation Agency.
घटना को गंभीरता से लेते हुए हमने इसका जांच कराने का फैसला किया है। पूर्व डीजीपी नंदन दुबे जांच करेंगे इस घटना की और इसमें जो भी तथ्य आएंगे उन तथ्यों के आधार पर और भी कठोरतम कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
While BJP leaders praised the action of the state police, opposition parties questioned lapses that led to the jailbreak.
The police acted with great alertness. These people have committed grave sins against humanity in different states of the country. And why should any political party criticize such an event, such an incident? They should have hailed the bravery of the security forces.
8 आतंकवादी भागी, वहाँ पे पूरा जेल प्रशासन क्या कर रहा था? हाँ, उसका मतलब ताले 8 जगह उनको अलग-अलग बैरक में उनको बंद किए थे, उनको कैसे निकल भागे? उस समय उनको क्यों नहीं? तो ये सरकार की असफलता है, ये नाकामी है।
The entire government version is highly dubious and suspicious and full of self-contradictory statements. And therefore, to get to the truth, it is essential to have an independent probe under a High Court judge.
How such a breach could take place in the high security prison in Bhopal? It raises questions about jail administration in Madhya Pradesh.
In 3 years, this was the second major jailbreak incident by Simi activists in Madhya Pradesh. 7 members made a sensational escape from a jail in Khandwa in 2013. The Union Ministry has sought a detailed report from the state government and directed officials to step up security to check such incidents in future. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Moving on to news from Kashmir now. The Jammu and Kashmir High Court has taken suo motu cognizance of the incidents of burning down of schools. It has directed the police and civil administration to ensure the protection of educational institutions and ensure that the mysterious enemies of education are unmasked. Around 26 schools have been burnt down in the state since protests broke out in July.
Another government school was set on fire by unidentified people in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag district. It was the third school to be burnt in the state after a Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya school in Esh Maqam was set on fire on Saturday night. Authorities say the cause of the fire in both incidents is not clear. About 26 schools have been reportedly burnt down in the last 3 months in the ongoing unrest in the valley.
It's very unfortunate and the responsibility that's on those people, those separatists, including Mr. Gilani and other people who are giving this calendar, and they are encouraging such elements to burn the schools, and I would say that they are behind these people, they are behind that. Ultimately, the future of the children of Kashmir, it's in dark.
यहाँ की पॉलिटिक्स से दूर रखा जाए क्योंकि बच्चे यहाँ का भविष्य हैं, उनकी शिक्षा यहाँ का भविष्य है, तो कोशिशें इस चीज़ की हमने करने की कोशिश की थी कि कम से कम उस पर असर ना हो, लेकिन ऐसा लोगों ने होने नहीं दिया.
A division of the Jammu and Kashmir High Court took suo motu cognizance of the reports of the burning down of schools. It stepped in and directed the police and civil administration to ensure the protection of educational institutions. Listing the case for next hearing on November 7th, the court asked authorities to unmask the mysterious enemies of education. The court's directions have been issued to the Inspector General of Police, the Divisional Commissioner and the Director of School Education of Kashmir. All the officials have been asked to be present for the next hearing. Expressing concern over the burning down of schools, the centre said such incidents were not only anti-national but sheer madness.
A combination of madness and also perversion. Otherwise, how can anybody think of setting fire to education institutions which are imparting education and knowledge to our own children? People of the valley and Jammu Kashmir should realize that these people have crossed all the limits.
All of us will have to understand, and those who refuse to understand would sooner than later also be made to realize that this kind of mayhem cannot carry on for long. The common man in Kashmir, the common man in the streets of Srinagar, particularly common youth, does not wish this disturbance to continue.
Schools have been closed in the Kashmir Valley due to a shutdown call by separatist groups. The efforts to reopen schools have failed as both government and separatist groups are accusing each other of playing politics over education. Normal life remained affected due to the ongoing unrest that entered the 115th day in the valley on Monday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, Pakistani troops continue to violate the ceasefire along the line of control and international border in Poonch, Manjakot and Rajouri districts of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, during an incident, an army soldier and a woman were killed. However, the BSF managed to foil 3 infiltration bids by heavily armed terrorists in the past 36 hours along the international border. Yes, Mo.
In a latest ceasefire violation by the Pakistani troops, an Indian army soldier and a woman were killed in Rajouri and Mendhar sectors of Jammu and Kashmir. The Jawan died in Rajouri sector where Pakistani troops targeted Manjkot and Gambhir areas. On Monday, Pakistan violated ceasefire thrice. The first ceasefire violation was in Poonch district, while the other 2 were in Rajouri district. 2 more Jawans were also injured in the ceasefire violations in Mendhar.
हम मिलिट्री रिस्पांस दे रहे हैं, हम उनको मिलिट्रीली हिट कर रहे हैं और वहाँ हिट कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे कि उनको मैक्सिमम नुकसान हो और उनको पता चले कि सीज़फायर वायलेशन का क्या मतलब है.
पाकिस्तान की फ्रस्ट्रेशन है, पाकिस्तान के जो उसको जो है उसका फेस करना पड़ रहा है, जिस प्रकार का उसका नुकसान हुआ है, पूरी दुनिया में उसको आइसोलेट कर दिया गया है, वो टोटली एक्सपोज हुआ है उड़ी के बाद, तो पक्के तौर पर उसकी फ्रस्ट्रेशन को निकालने वो कर रहे हैं. लेकिन बड़ी बात यह है कि उनको पूरा जो है जोर से उसका जवाब दिया जा रहा है.
Unprovoked firing from the Pakistani side began in the morning on Sunday along the international border in Jammu, Sambha and Kathua districts.
People living in the border area have a very high level of morale. When you ask them about their well-being, the immediate response is that you don't worry about us, you carry on the way it is and settle this issue once for all. Secondly, they also observe that for many years this kind of retaliatory action had not taken place from the Indian side, a kind of a befitting reply which has put the Pakistan on the back foot.
Over the last 1 month, 60 ceasefire violations have taken place since the surgical strikes by Indian Army on terror launch pads in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken on the need to lessen the burden on the judiciary. Speaking at the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the Delhi High Court, Modi said that the courts are facing many challenges. He urged government institutions to reduce the burden on the judiciary. His statement comes just days after the Supreme Court pulled up the government for what it called its lax approach in the appointments of judges across different courts.
Addressing the 50th anniversary of the Delhi High Court on Monday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for a joint effort to tackle the challenges faced by the judiciary. He also pitched for an all-India judicial service on the lines of the Indian Administrative Service.
एक चर्चा का विषय रहा ऑल इंडिया जुडिशियल सर्विस का, विवादों में रहा है, लेकिन लोकतंत्र का ये मूलभूत पिंड है, वाद और विवाद और संवाद, चर्चा होनी चाहिए, बहस होनी चाहिए.
Chief Justice of India T.S. Thakur once again raised the issue of shortage of judges, saying constraints cannot stand in the way of justice.
Judiciary will come under tremendous pressure in the times to come, given the fact that there are difficulties in keeping pace with the avalanche of cases that keeps coming on courts whose number remains limited.
Also present at the event was Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Kejriwal's allegation that judges' phones are being tapped were emphatically denied by Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad.
अगर जजेस के फोन टैप होंगे फिर तो एवरी जज कुड बी इन्फ्लुएंस्ड. ऐसा नहीं कि जजेस कुछ गलत कर रहे होंगे, लेकिन कहीं कुछ दोस्तों के बीच की बातचीत को करके, और ये तो बहुत खतरनाक है. अगर मान लीजिए किसी जज ने कुछ गलत काम किया, तब भी phone tapping should not be allowed.
To deny with all the authority at my command that the phones of judges have been tapped in India at all, I want to make it very clear and categorical.
The event to mark 50 years of the Delhi High Court was held in the backdrop of highly critical comments by the top court against the delay in appointing judges by the government. With Panchanan Mishra, Bureau Inputs, Rajya Sabha TV.
There's a look now at what else is slated to take place during the course of the day in our segment, The Day Ahead. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate Chhattisgarh's 16th Foundation Day celebrations in Naya Raipur today during his visit to the state. He will also launch Saur Sujala Yojana, which aims to provide solar pumps to 51,000 farmers for irrigation in the state. The Prime Minister will also attend the inaugural ceremony of the 5-day Chhattisgarh Rajyotsav. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the Golden Jubilee celebration function of Haryana at Gurugram today. During the event, the Prime Minister will launch the year-long Swarna Jayanti celebrations of the state. He is also expected to make important announcements. The state, which was created on the 1st of November 1966, completes 50 years today. Punjab government will observe No Tobacco Day all over the state today. The aim of this campaign is to reduce prevalence of tobacco and nicotine use in the state. The government aims to reduce non-communicable diseases and enhance public awareness about preventing various non-communicable diseases such as cancer and cardiovascular diseases. The sale of loose cigarettes, tobacco and e-cigarettes has completely been banned in Punjab. In other news now, in the wake of alarming pollution levels in the national capital, the centre has summoned governments of Punjab, Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh over enforcing a ban on stubble burning. The decision comes after the Central Pollution Control Board released its report on air quality of Delhi. The city recorded particulate matter 2.5 levels, which was nearly 21 times higher than the permissible limit on Diwali night and a day after. As per the report, PM 2.5 levels on the day of Diwali across each of the 11 pollution monitoring centres were anywhere between a staggering 4 times to 12 times higher than a week before. As compared to the previous week, Pitampura recorded 12 times higher PM 2.5 levels, while Parivesh Bhavan Centre in East Delhi recorded 11.4 times higher levels. At Janakpuri, it was 8.7 times higher, whereas at ITO, it was 7.6 times higher. However, this Diwali, as compared to last year, PM 2.5 levels were 2 to 4.5 times higher, and PM 10 levels were 1.5 to 3 times higher. Open burning of solid waste, vehicular emissions, dust around construction sites and stubble burning of crop residue in the states neighbouring the national capital are some of the main factors mentioned in the report released by the ministry. A review meeting will be held on the 4th of November to further deliberate on the strategy to minimize occurrences of open burning in agriculture fields. It's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
The splendid, grand and massive neo-Buddhist copper dome of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. It gets its influence from stupa at Sanchi. The dome is more than twice the height of the rest of the building. The reinforced concrete shell of the outer dome began to be formed during the beginning of 1929. The last stone of the dome was laid on April 6, 1929.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Television. Well, according to media reports, British defence major RollsRoyce made secret payments of around £10 million or over 81 crore rupees to an Indian defence agent that may have helped the company to win a big contract for engines on Hawk aircrafts used by the Indian Air Force. BBC is reporting that the person who is alleged to have received the secret payment was arms dealer Sudhir Chowdhury. The arms dealer, who is on the Indian government's blacklist of people suspected of corrupt or irregular practice, is now settled in London. The blacklist warns government officials and ministers to be extra cautious while dealing with people and companies on the list. The report also quoted Chowdhury's lawyer as saying that his client has never paid bribes to Indian government officials or acted as an illegal middleman in defence deals. Meanwhile, Rolls-Royce said that it was fully cooperating with the authorities and cannot comment on ongoing investigations. Hawk aircrafts are used by the Indian Air Force for training purposes. Well, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana jointly topped the Ease of Doing Business reforms ranking in 2016. Commerce and Industry Minister Nirmala Sitharaman released a report on state-wise Ease of Doing Business rankings on Monday. The assessment has been conducted by the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion and the World Bank. Here are the details.
Andhra Pradesh and Telangana have pipped Gujarat in the Ease of Doing Business parameters for 2016. The two Telugu-speaking states have been in competition to attract investments after their bifurcation. Against the national average of 48.93%, they scored 98.78% in implementing business reforms.
States have really put in competing with one another to make sure that their state is not going to be a loser, but on the contrary, will be a performer so that it becomes a haven for investors.
Gujarat slipped to third position after holding first rank last year. Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Haryana follow in subsequent positions. States that attained 70% to 90% like Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and Bihar were termed as aspiring leaders. States in the Jumpstart Needed category with an implementation percentage of 0 to 40 include states like Kerala, Goa, Jammu and Kashmir, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep and northeastern states.
India has come a long way from a world where industrial policy was Raj license to now industrial policies about enabling business.
Last week, the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index revealed that India managed to move up by one rank in 2016. India stood at 130th position out of 190 countries globally. Government hopes a fierce competition among states on the Ease of Doing Business rankings will improve overall rankings for the country next year. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Maharashtra has been judged the most farmer-friendly state in the country. In a first-of-its-kind of exercise, the Niti Aayog prepared a farmer-friendly reforms index based on initiatives taken by the states in implementing farm sector reforms. Here are the details.
Maharashtra is the top state in implementing agrarian reforms and offers the best environment for doing agribusiness. The latest rankings show the state is followed by Gujarat and Rajasthan. Madhya Pradesh is ranked 4th, followed by Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Goa and Chhattisgarh.
Agriculture is a state subject and therefore initiatives largely to come from the states, but it is now time. There's one effort made in 2003 through the model APMC Act reform.
Almost 20 of the 29 states, including West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Assam, Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu and Jammu and Kashmir fared poorly on the index.
If we want to have high growth rate in agriculture, if we want to address agrarian distress, if we want to double income of the farmer in 6-7 years, it is not possible if these reforms are not undertaken.
The index is aimed at helping states identify and address problems in the farm sector that suffer from low growth, low farm income and agrarian distress. The Niti Aayog identified areas for action with a view to double farm income and implement reforms in agriculture markets, land lease and forestry on private land. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, let's now take a look at some other national news in nationwide. India and Palestine have signed a memorandum of understanding for setting up of Palestine-India Techno Park in Ramallah on Monday. The announcement of the Techno Park was made during President Pranab Mukherjee's visit to Palestine last year. India has announced a grant of $12 million for setting up the park. The project will help job creation, business and other opportunities for young Palestinians. The centre on Monday released the first installment of special assistance of 1,093 crore rupees for repair and permanent restoration of damaged public buildings including schools, colleges, hospitals and other critical public infrastructure in Jammu and Kashmir. The fund has been issued as part of the Prime Minister's reconstruction plan for the state. Last week, 500 crore rupees were provided for restoration of damaged horticulture areas and development of horticulture. Several parts of Tamil Nadu received northeast monsoon rain on Monday. This will be helpful for the samba crops in the Kaveri tail end region of the delta. Heavy rainfall has been reported from Pudukkottai, Nagapattinam, Madurai, Tanjavur and Tirupur last night. The monsoons also brought rainfall to neighbouring Kerala. State-run oil marketer Indian Oil Corporation on Monday increased the prices of non-subsidized LPG or cooking gas by 38.50 rupees per cylinder and by 2 rupees for a subsidized one, effective from midnight of November 1st. Non-subsidized LPG is available at market price for customers who exhaust their quota of 12 subsidized cylinders per year. Moving on to some international news now. As the US presidential polls draw near, Republican nominee Donald Trump pounced on Clinton's reignited email controversy, using the opportunity to hit out at her yet again. Announcement that FBI is investigating more emails as part of a probe into Clinton's use of a private email server has given new hope to Trump that he can make a comeback and win on the 8th of November. He has already narrowed Clinton's lead in a national opinion poll and is in fact leading in some battleground states where the election is likely to be decided. Here's more.
Hillary is the one who broke the law over and over and over again. We can be sure that what is in those emails is absolutely devastating. And I think we're going to find out, by the way, for the first time. Thank you, Uma. Thank you, Uma. Good job, Uma.
Donald Trump reveling in fresh investigation of Hillary Clinton aides' emails. With just a week left for the US presidential poll, the Republican nominee jumped on the opportunity to claim victory, saying that newly found emails will be absolutely devastating to Clinton. At a rally in Michigan on Monday, Trump thanked Clinton aide Huma Abedin, whose husband Anthony Weiner is at the heart of an FBI's investigation that led to the discovery of new emails. This came after FBI Director James Comey disclosed on Friday that the Bureau was reviewing newly discovered emails for links to the Clinton server investigation.
Hillary is the one who sent and received classified information on an insecure server, putting the safety of the American people under threat. That's what she did. $650,000. You know what I call that? That's the mother load. I think you're going to find the 33,000 that are missing.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton remained defiant about new emails, saying voters will not be swayed by the announcement. Clinton and her aides have fiercely objected to the timing of FBI Director Comey's action, now asking him to swiftly release more information about what is contained in the mails. Comey's revelation left many unanswered questions about the content of the emails and how they could be related to Clinton.
It was a mistake and I regret it, and now they apparently want to look at emails of one of my staffers, and by all means they should look at them. And I am sure they will reach the same conclusion they did when they looked at my emails for the last year. There is no case here.
Despite Hillary Clinton's insistence, FBI is unlikely to finish its review of new emails before the 8th of November election. It will be interesting to see what impact will the new emails have on voters, but the revelations have definitely steered the attention away from Donald Trump's scandal over alleged sexual misconduct accusations. Polls show the race for the White House has narrowed noticeably, with Hillary just 1 point ahead of her Republican challenger Trump at 46 to 45%. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And finally, some sports news now. The Indian hockey team received a warm welcome upon their arrival after beating Pakistan 3-2 to win the Asian Champions Trophy. In a thrilling final at Kuantan, Malaysia, India defeated arch rivals and defending champions Pakistan 3-2 to win the tournament for the second time. It had won the inaugural edition of the tournament in 2011. Rupinder Pal Singh, the tournament's leading goal scorer, took his tally to 11 when he opened the scoring. Afan Yusuf doubled the lead before Pakistan bounced back strongly with 2 goals. Nitin Timaya then broke the deadlock in the 4th and final quarter, helping India to remain without a defeat in this competition.
Actually, this one is a prestigious one for us. It's a starting of the new cycle. After Rio, we are preparing for 2020 now. So this is the first tournament, and we begin with a wonderful start. And definitely, it shows that we are the champions in Asia, because we proved that in 2014 Asian Games. But definitely, this is the new beginning. So definitely, it's starting with a good winning note.
Played up to the plans what we've been training for the last 2-3 months. I think we're very happy with the result.
I want to say about me personally, I think I've been doing good in this tournament. I did play well in this tournament. And yeah, for the nation, we were leading in the whole group stage, and we wanted to win, and we deserved to win this tournament because we are top of the table, and we did play a very good tournament.
Jubilant and happy Indian team there returning from Malaysia after winning the Asian Champions Trophy. That's it on this edition of the newscast. Have a good day.